What's up, you mad dogs? UFC 327 went down earlier today, and this is my recap for the full event, which was a very good card. Some great fights across the board, some very, very good performances across the board. And New Zealand has a champion in the UFC. Carlos Ulberg gets it done in the very first round against Jiri Prochazka. Boys, we could see it coming a mile away. This one hurt. This one did hurt to watch. I'm a very big fan of Jiri Prochazka, like a lot of people. I think this one was very hard to digest for a lot of fans. I think we all felt Jiri Prochazka's pain when he was having that interview with Joe Rogan. Knowing that he just needed to smash that leg. He just needed to smash that leg, and he didn't. He didn't. He's too nice. He's too nice. He showed mercy, and Carlos Ulberg found the counter shot and put him down. Put him down with that counter hook, that check hook. I mean, I thought it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen like that. Carlos Ulberg's leg was toast. He blew something out in his knee in one of his step back check attempts. And it looked like it was done. It looked like Jiri was going, it was a downhill battle for Ulberg at that point. Jiri was coming on. He was smashing a couple of leg kicks, but there was a moment there where he had Carlos backed up and he's pointed to the ground and said, "No, let's go. Hands up." He gave him a chance. He gave him a fucking chance. So we always need to fucking respect Jiri Prochazka for that. He didn't want to win that way. He didn't want to win that way. It's so hard to watch because there's not many fighters that would do that. Not many at all. And that's because it's not smart. It isn't, but you got to respect it, you know? You got to respect it. Jiri Prochazka, he's a fucking warrior. No matter what. I mean, fantastic job by Carlos Ulberg, though. Well done to him. You got to give him his props for staying in there on that fucking dusted leg. Believed in himself. And he found the shot. Found that hook. Put him down. Followed up with some nasty ground and pound. And Jiri Prochazka was out cold. He was out bad. Man, it's tough. It's tough. I got the pick right. This is one of those ones where you get it right. You're not happy with it, you know? You're not fucking happy with it. I mean, maybe not happy, but it's hard to process. It was a hard one to process. It was. But I am happy for Carlos Ulberg. He deserves a win. He did. He stayed in there and did what he had to do. I'm going to move on to the rest of the card now. Going into this fight week, I kind of felt like this was going to happen all along. That's what I went with in my original pick. I didn't think he'd get it done in the first. I thought it would at least get into the second round. He'd find the shot there. But, man. Good win. Good win by Carlos Ulberg. Very well done. And we can say the exact same thing about Paulo Costa. Brings on... I hate myself for this because going into my predictions, I was thinking this could be a good matchup for Paulo Costa, but I didn't bite the bullet on the pick because it's so hard to trust this guy, man. And he's coming in now against an undefeated Russian who's knocking everyone out. But he comes in here and he puts on an absolute masterclass, slamming the fucking body kicks. Should have known with this Southpaw versus Southpaw matchup, he was going to be slamming those kicks. It was a good matchup for him in hindsight. It was. And he did what he had to do. Gets Azamat Murzakanov out of there in the third round with a massive head kick. It wasn't the only one he landed in the fight either. But yeah, the kicks really are the story, the main story of this fight. Paulo Costa's kicks. Azamat, he had some moments, but he struggled to get to Paulo, you know? Paulo was doing good on the back foot. He started to slow a bit into the second round. Azamat did have a better second round. I think Paulo Costa came out pretty good in the first round, looking great. Quite a dominant first round. Second round was a lot closer. We have the takedown there. I don't remember that. But yeah, obviously you can see with the stats, the second round was a bit closer. Paulo did start to slow, but coming out into the third round, just started slamming those kicks again. He landed a big one that I think hurt his arm. And then not long after, he landed a flush head kick. And Azamat turned around, went to the floor, and that was it. The ref called it. Paulo Costa didn't even get a chance to unload ground and pound on him. He quit, but he was pretty busted up. He was getting smashed with kicks the whole time. And Paulo's a beast, man. Paulo is a fucking beast. Gets it done in the third round. Very, very good win. Good win. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it, to be honest. I'm a little bit dirty at myself for not going with biting the bullet on this pick. I am. I was worried about it going into it. I didn't know why, because you look at the matchup and you think, oh, Paulo doesn't really show up. Undefeated Russian. Should be easy, you know? Should be easy, but Paulo gets it done. Third round TKO or third round knockout. Or just about a walk-off knockout. Paulo Costa, man. Secret juice. Gets it fucking done. And that brings us to what was one of the best, if not the best, fight I've watched in my life. The best, possibly the best fight in UFC history. Certainly the best fight in UFC heavyweight history. Look at the output. Look at the output. We get fights where fighters can't throw more than 10 strikes in a round. Dominick Reyes and Johnny Walker. But then you get this. Two heavyweights coming in here and putting on an absolute fucking show. Like, absolute mauling, man. Josh Hokit, bro. Josh Hokit. I made a video about him yesterday. I said he could be a superstar. He could be the next superstar. I was talking about his antics and how they're good for the sport and how they're good for his own career, building himself up. And this is why he was in this position. And I was saying that if he wins this fight, he could be a superstar. He may well just be a fucking star. After this fight especially, one of the best fights we've ever seen. Definitely the best heavyweight fight we've ever seen. I mean, just insane to see these numbers in a heavyweight fight. 214 to 181 strikes. Like, holy, 174 significant to 177. Insane. Fucking insane. This fight was just chaos. Josh Hokit came out right from the bell, straight in his face. Pressure the whole time. That was something I thought about with the predictions, that his pressure was going to cause problems for Curtis Blaydes, and it did. But that's not to say that Curtis Blaydes didn't have his moments. This was a back and forth fight non-stop. Curtis was working the jab really well for pretty much the entire fight. That was one of his best weapons in this fight, working that long jab. He kept landing on Hokit. Hokit was out there. Hokit was there to be hit. And it was at times Hokit was stumbling around like bad body language at times for Hokit. Let's just say. But he stayed in there and kept the pressure on. Curtis Blaydes has had his moments, but he was beat the fuck up. His face was busted up bad. I thought Hokit did enough to win the last two rounds. The first round he came out very strong, and then Curtis Blaydes brought it back, had a very, very strong end of the first round, which probably brought the round back towards him. Sorry, I've got horrible fucking allergies at the moment. It's killing me. But, man, It was close. It was close. It was close. You could probably score this either way. I think this was a split decision. Oh no, it was a unanimous decision. Yeah. It says it right there. You fucking idiot. But man, very close fight. But very, very well done to Josh Hokit to come in here. Third fight in the UFC. Coming in against Curtis Blaydes, one of the most experienced heavyweights in the division. Top 4. I mean, shit. Josh Hokit. He gets it fucking done, man. He gets it done, and the show goes on. And the show goes on. Who's next? Who's next? Who's on the next fight card? Because he's coming for them all. Alright? He's coming for them all. The women and the children too. You know it. Alright? Josh Hokit. I'm a fucking fan. We are fans of Josh Hokit. If you don't like that, fuck off. I don't care. I'm impressed. I am. To put on this performance, and well done to Curtis Blaydes too for sticking in there through some crazy moments. He was hurt bad, like noticeably, multiple times during this fight. So respect to Curtis Blaydes too for being in there and being the second part of this fucking dance, because this shit was insane, and I'm so glad that I was here watching this live today. Blessed, honestly. This was insane. I can't get over it. I can't wait to rewatch this one after this video. I'm gonna go do that straight away. Moving on to the next fight. This was one of the worst fights I've ever watched. I didn't know how to score this. That's how there was so little going on here. Like the difference in these two fucking fights. Like two heavyweights, and then you look at this. 34-42. Most of Johnny Walker's strikes were just leg kicks too. This was shocking. This was. Both guys just didn't want to throw. I don't know what to say about it, because there was nothing happened. Nothing fucking happened. It was just it didn't deliver what we expected it to. This was supposed to be a guaranteed knockout, guys. What the fuck? Come on. You know? Johnny Walker, I thought maybe watching it live, Johnny Walker had done enough. I don't know. It was hard. Yeah, you could probably score the first round to Reyes. I feel like he probably landed the better shots, like up top. Most of Johnny Walker's strikes were leg kicks. The majority of the fight, like he didn't throw much with his hands, and he didn't get much up top. You know, he didn't land much up top, so I don't know. This fight sucked. It sucked eggs. I'm not going to be watching this one back, that's for sure. Cub Swanson gets the dream retirement, though, and this was great. This is a great way to kick off the main card. Cub Swanson just fucking dog walks Nate Landwehr. I went with Cub Swanson here by KO, and he gets it done by KO. I thought it'd take him a little bit longer, but he dog walks him from the jump. Great retirement performance. He was just all over him. Technically way better. Nate Landwehr too slow to start the fight, man. He takes too long to get into it. He really needs to be in a brutal war kind of fight where it gets real messy and there's some scrambles here and there and, a brawl. And that's not what this was. Cub Swanson came in to take him out, and he did it very, very fast. And, yeah, it looked fucking great, man. He looked great at his age. He got the retirement you really want. He's going out off into the sunset, and he gets it done. Happy for him. Very happy. He's had a very long career. The last WEC guy in the UFC. So that's the end of an era. That is the end of an era. Respect to Cub Swanson on a fucking amazing career. Well done. And well done on the win, going out on the KO win to walk off into the sunset. This was a great way, good feel-good moment to start off the card. And it really needed it. Coming to the end of the card, it needed it, especially for a Jiri fan out there, you know. Look, we did alright on picks this week. We did alright on picks. I mean, I wanted to go better. I did, because I did pretty shit on picks last week. I really wanted to go better this week. We did go better, but I wanted to do better than how I did. I think I was 7 of 14 at the end of the day, so just positive. Not that great, to be honest. But we got the ones that mattered. I picked Carlos Ulberg. I didn't pick Paulo Costa. I did pick Josh Hokit. I picked Dominick Reyes, and I picked Cub Swanson. So we did good on the main card, only getting the co-main wrong. And I was that close to picking Paulo Costa. I'm so pissed off at myself for not doing that. But I went shocking on the prelims. Very, very shocking. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. I went with Pitbull. I just didn't trust the hype in Pico. I mean, I can see it. This was a very good performance in the second and the third round from Pico. The first round was close. I feel like they were saying that Pico easily got all 3 rounds. I feel like I honestly scored the first round to Pitbull watching it live. I felt like he was landing the better shots. Pico started to get stuff off towards the end of the round, but I thought Pitbull was doing all right. But, I mean, it was a close round, so scoring it to Aaron Pico, I don't see anything wrong with that. But it was closer than the other 2 rounds. In the second round, Aaron Pico beat the absolute fucking shit out of Patricio Pitbull. It didn't look fair. Pitbull just was plodding around, getting... Sorry, there's a moth on my screen. Pitbull was just plodding around, getting fucking punched in the face. Getting comboed up. Just, yeah, pieced up with the boxing. Aaron Pico does have very slick boxing. It was a very good performance here from Aaron Pico. So I understand. I do understand the hype behind what Aaron Pico brings to the table. It is an exciting style to watch. Crisp, clean boxing, big combos, all that, you know. It's good to watch. So, be interesting to see what kind of matchup he gets next, because the chin is obviously always going to be that worry. There's some fighters in featherweight that are probably going to just always check that chin very quickly. Most of those top guys, but there's a few people he could probably get some good wins over. But yeah, great performance by Aaron Pico. I just wasn't buying into the hype. I mean, I expected a bit more from Pitbull. I don't know why. He hasn't given us that much, to be honest. But it was more of a pick and fight, and I feel like the odds being so far in the favor of Pico also kind of made me go, ugh, you know. But I did my pick before even checking the odds, so it just kind of helps solidify it, I guess. Anyways, Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. I did pick Kevin Holland here, and for some reason I was quite confident with that pick. Kevin Holland gets it done. 30-27 unanimous decision. I picked him to win by submission in the second round, and that just about fucking happened. I thought it was done. The choke was in. He had a Darce choke in. I thought it was done. I got up and went to take a leak and came back, and Randy Brown was still escaping the Darce choke. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I nailed the pick. I was quite happy, and then I was a little bit disappointed, but Kevin Holland gets it done by unanimous decision, 30-27. He just did more than Randy Brown. Ripped up that leg. That leg was busted right from the jump. And he stuck to the game plan, you know? He actually stuck to the game plan. He looked like he wanted a win. He wasn't just there mucking around. He was always chatting shit. Always chatting shit, of course. He's the fucking loudmouth. But he was there to win. He was actively trying, and he was doing good, getting out of the way of the big shots of Randy Brown, working that leg kick, ripping up the leg. The leg had welts all over it, and almost had that choke in the second round. I mean, Yeah, he just outworked him quite easily across the 3 rounds. Randy Brown didn't have much for him. It was quite a shit performance by Randy Brown. It wasn't the best performance by Kevin Holland. I'm shocked he didn't get that choke though. I am. I really am. I was quite happy with that. I was looking forward to nailing that Kevin Holland submission pick, you know? It was a pretty good odds too, so but well, we got the pick right. I'm happy with that. Kevin Holland gets it done. And he was an underdog at the start of the week. We landed a few underdogs on this card. But we went with quite a few as well. Mateusz Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics. I went with Ribovics here and I feel so dumb for it. Mateusz Gamrot, man. I wasn't even sleeping on him. I wasn't. But maybe I was. I don't know. I feel like, no, I was too high on Esteban Ribovics. This was a shocking performance by Ribovics, by the way. Mateusz Gamrot, he's very fucking good. His grappling is elite. It is. He submits Esteban Ribovics in the second round. Ribovics has never been finished before this. Gamrot, just too good. Every time we got him to the ground, it looked like Ribovics didn't really have much. Early on, there was some good scrambles. But yeah, for the most part, the grappling was just way too much for Ribovics, and Mateusz Gamrot was able to do the right things and hold him down. And Ribovics he didn't get a lot off. Not at all. And he finds himself getting choked out. I think it was a rear naked in the second round. Good win. Good win by Mateusz Gamrot. Caught sleeping on him again. Or caught overestimating Esteban Ribovics, to be honest. Gamrot is very good. He is. I just was looking at the Dan Hooker fight, thinking, I feel like Ribovics can bring a similar kind of style, you know? Good striking and has some grappling to be able to at least make some scrambles with Gamrot to keep the fight on the feet for a bit longer. But Gamrot too strong, too good in the grappling, just controls him, works his way to a submission for a very good win. Moving on to the women's fight of the night, and the only one, and it was a finish. Tatiana Suarez gets a submission in the second round. I went with Tatiana Suarez here. I didn't expect her to get a finish, but she gets it done. She had some troubles early. Luque Godinez actually rocked her early on in the fight, but she worked her way to a takedown, controlled out the round, and then going into the second round, straight back onto the grappling. Got down, eventually worked her way to the back and got a rear naked choke in the second round. Good win here by Tatiana Suarez. She's not very good on the feet. She's not very good on the feet, and that's always going to be a problem once you get up into the top of the ranks. So I don't know. I'm still not buying in to the prospect. All right, I never have, and I'm not sure I will. She's good, and she's got a good skill, but she's the difference on the feet compared to some of these ladies, a little bit too much. So I'm not buying into it just yet. I want to see her against some top competition. Moving on. This fucking fight. Chris Padilla versus Marquel Medeiros. This fight was a draw, apparently. Weird situation with this fight. Chris Padilla won the decision, which is what I thought was the right call. There was a point deduction in the third round. Even without the point deduction, I thought Chris Padilla did enough to win. And then after the next fight, they brought the scorecards back up and they said, we got this wrong. This was a draw. So this fight was called back as a draw. Chris Padilla, I thought he did enough to get it done here. I mean, Marquel Medeiros, he had a good second round, but I feel like for the most part, Chris Padilla, look, some of the shots he was throwing weren't with crazy intent, but he was peppering him the whole time. And he was opening up with power shots when he'd have the openings. Like every now and then, one of them would have a bit more sting on it. And I know Marquel Medeiros did damage him in the first round, but I still think Padilla won the... Sorry, guys. I still think Padilla won the round. I feel like he landed the better shots. He had more output. He did have a good performance all round, like showing good Muay Thai pretty much the whole time. Good defense. He was just keeping it fundamental, keeping it sound, and keeping on the pressure. Non-stop pressure for the whole fight. I thought it was a good performance by Chris Padilla. Just outworking Marquel Medeiros. But without that point deduction, Marquel Medeiros wins the fight. And I don't think that would have been right at all. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Really. Crazy fucking stuff. Yeah, Chris Padilla robbed of a win. I don't know what that means. Surely they still both get their fucking win pay. Surely. That'd be shit if not. Or Chris Padilla better get his fucking win pay. You know? I don't know. I felt a little bit funny about that one, to be honest. It was a little bit weird because I thought that was an obvious win for Chris Padilla. I don't know. Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque gets it done. I started the card 0-2 and a draw. I went with Kelvin Gastelum, like most people did. Vicente Luque, he was man. He gets it done by submission in the first round. Drops KG, finds himself in a position where there's a DAS choke right there. And Vicente Luque is always going to, if you give him that opening, he's going to take and he's going to choke you out. So Vicente Luque with a vintage performance gets it done over KG. Well done. Well done to Vicente Luque. I thought he was kind of done, you know? So it's good to see. It's good to see, but that ain't good for KG. That ain't. He might just be done after that one. Vicente Luque gets it done over KG with the club and sub. Classic DAS choke win for Vicente Luque. Opening up the card, we had Charles Radke versus Francisco Prado. I went with Prado. Charles Radke gets a decision win. Using the grappling, I feel like going with Prado here was not the smartest, to be honest. I feel like I threw away an easy pick with this one. But he had his moments. He's very young, man. He's very young and he's a very physical fighter. I thought he would be able to bring that physicality into the second and the third round once Radke started to slow, but nah. Good performance by Radke, controlling him in the grappling. He lacked a bit of output though, so yeah. I don't think Radke's ever going to go all that far, but yeah, Prado's not UFC caliber. Not yet, at least. He's got a lot to do. And I think he's probably better at lightweight, to be honest. He's a bit of a small welterweight. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this kid anymore. Charles Radke gets it done by decision. And that's the night of fights that we had. We had some awesome fights here. One of the best fights of the year. Great performance. Vintage performance by Paulo Costa. Whipping them kicks up Azamat's fucking head. Jiri gets slimed out again. Carlos Ulberg is the fucking champion. Carlos Ulberg's the champion. And we're back on with the correct main event picks. We didn't do so good on the prelims. But we got the ones that counted, alright? We got the ones that mattered. Okay, I'll take it. We'll do better next week. Next week's probably one of the worst cards ever, though. So, we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. This is the end of the video. Drop a like and a sub if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the card. Leave how you went in your picks below. Whatever. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on today's card. I thought it was fucking sick. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.